start. As the House is aware, every individual, Hindu undivided family, and joint stock company will be liable to pay wealth tax. So far as individuals are concerned, the exemption limit is rupees 2 lakhs, and for companies the limit is rupees 5 lakhs. No changes have been made by the other house in regard to the limits for these two classes. For Hindu undivided families, the exemption limit has been raised from rupees 3 lakhs to rupees 4 lakhs. At the same time, the next slab range has been reduced from rupees 10 lakhs to rupees 9 lakhs. Taking companies first, all companies, whether public or private, and whether Indian or foreign, are liable to pay wealth tax. Ordinarily, a resident company will pay the tax on its total wealth, whether such wealth is held in India or outside. A non resident company, however, will pay the tax only on its Indian wealth. Under clause 45, certain companies are totally excluded from wealth tax. The bill, as it originally stood, excluded banking companies, insurance companies, and certain financial institutions sponsored by the central government. To this list has now been added shipping companies and institutions for the promotion of art, culture, commerce, etc., which are not established for the purpose of making profit and which are registered as companies for the sake of convenience of administration. Another important change is that a wealth tax holiday will be granted to industrial companies for 5 successive assessment years immediately following the date of incorporation. This concession has been provided not only as an incentive for promotion of new industrial enterprises but also with a view to avoiding any financial difficulty to such companies in the initial stages of their organization. The wealth tax holiday will also be extended to new industrial units of existing companies which are created by way of substantial expansion of the existing undertakings. As a corollary to the wealth tax holiday for new industrial companies, shareholders in such companies will also be similarly dealt with on the value of their shares for a like period of successive assessment years in which the companies themselves will be enjoying the wealth tax holiday. I may point out to you that because of the attitude of the mill owners of sugar factories of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, there is an increasing demand among the peasants of these states that these sugar factories should be taken over by the government and run as public enterprises. As pointed out by our friend, even under the existing law, it is possible for the government to do so if the government so desires.